Test.
Subscribe.
Subliminal messages.
Real. Shout out to A1 down on the beat. I'm messing up, but welcome to the LK Sport Podcast. On this episode, we'll be talking about the NBA Finals, Miami, Denver. We're going to talk about some of their off-season projections from our opinions, obviously. Other than that, man, I got a game for G. I didn't even tell him about it, but I got something for him.
Nice.
I always try to surprise him with a little something. We took a week away to make sure for the finale, which I'm going to want to quickly applaud you on. You predicted it.
In 5.
Yeah, you did.
Even after they lost game 2.
You really did. Hey, I'm complying. Hey, I'm giving
Appreciate
it.
Appreciate
But let's start it off with a big hand clap. Congratulations, 2023 NBA champions, Denver Nuggets. Jokic, outstanding year. Finals MVP, Western Conference Final MVP, triple-double. What more can we say about him? First team. Well, actually, it was second team.
Second MVP.
Yeah. Jamal Murray, MPJ, KCP, all those guys. I want to give a shout out to the vets that got him one. Jeff Green, Ish Smith, KCP, like I said, Thomas Bryant getting traded mid-season from the Lakers, getting the chip.
Big, added a lot to the championship.
Yeah. Colin Gillespie from Villanova got him a chip. Reggie Jackson, DeAndre Jordan. How much?
A bunch of talking to one of my buddies that's a net fan. Jeff Green, Jordan, DeAndre Jordan, Bruce Brown, all those guys. They're supposed to get a ring with Brooklyn.
Oh, they did go over there.
They were supposed to get a ring in Brooklyn, and they got it in Denver instead.
Shout out to the rookie, Chris Brown. He got from what I read, a thing that said he got 3 high school titles, an NCAA title, now an NBA title. Amazing.
Yeah, I saw it. I'd have to bring it. He was like the 4th or 5th person ever to go back to back like that.
Yeah,
like from high school, from college, and then win an NBA championship right away. Yeah, and Jokic also led which is no surprise, of course, with the triple doubles, but the first player ever to lead the entire playoffs in points, rebounds, and assists.
Man, Jokic is amazing, which we're going to talk about a little moment later.
And his what was it? He's the most points, rebounds, and assists per game in a postseason for a Finals MVP, which was 52.9. Beating Shaq. Shaq had the top 2 at 49.3. Giannis in 2021 was 48. Jordan in 93 was 47.8. And then Olajuwon in 95, 47.7. But 52.9. I mean, that's
amazing.
That's crazy. I was actually surprised. LeBron wasn't on this list. I'm actually kind of surprised. I guess maybe
that year they came back from Golden State.
I guess maybe the early rounds he just wasn't, didn't have to put up the numbers in the early rounds. Maybe that's why
he ran the Eastern Conference for so long.
Yeah. So,
but let's go ahead and transition to the Miami Heat. First of all, let's talk about the games. Let's go through them right quick. Since we won with you since last Monday, Game 3 and 4 in Miami. Denver went in there and played outstanding defense. Miami didn't hit 100 not one game since that Game 2 win, right? Game 2 they hit, was the one they won. They had over 100 points, which Denver didn't play well on defense. And these 2 games in Miami, Denver really showed me their heart. And the same way they showed me their heart when they went to L.A. and got those 2 as well. They just play outstanding defense with Jokic, Murray scoring the ball, MPJ, all those guys just play well together. That team chemistry. Mike Malone just got those guys together. And as we'll talk about later, these guys going to be together at least another couple years. And all the way to 26, some of the core guys will be there to 2026. So they starting 5 will be together for at least the next 2 years. And
they got a chance.
And they got a chance to try to get him another one. Then we'll be talking Jokic GOAT talk, legacy talk, top center talk, and all that old stuff. So I'm excited for it. But 3, 4, 5, man, Denver just came out and played better defense. Put some shackles on Jimmy Butler, let Bam played well. Bam ran out of steam in Game 5. Jimmy Butler I think he just was exhausted, man. putting that team on the back for 3 straight series to play in.
He was dealing with a little bit of a bad ankle too.
He said it was fine, but I think he's a competitor. He don't want people to be like, oh, they want to blame an ankle and all that stuff. But and then from the news, they say he might have some his father probably was sick or something. They were saying, I'm not quite sure about that.
Michael Jordan?
Boy, you crazy.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
But yeah, man, Bam played well, but the role players, they shrunk. I mean, Strus had a couple games with 0 points. Gabe Vincent had a couple foul trouble games in 3 and 4. First 2 games, I can't think the twin Caleb Martin didn't play well. Then he picked it up in 3, 4, or 5, but it just wasn't enough, man. Those role player guys, they just didn't have enough. Duncan Robinson couldn't do enough. They had a game plan for him. You had minutes from Haywood, Highsmith. That should tell you something that they was trying anything.
Reminded us that these guys are just maybe a little bit, I mean, they played great and they're well coached, but maybe they were a little bit, overachieving. Like you can't, rely on those guys. I mean, I think some of these guys probably earned some money and stuff like that, but you can only rely so much on them. But I mean, a lot of credit to the Denver defense and just the general team. And also, Spoelstra said that in his post-game conference after the series ended last night, he said, he gave all the respect. He's like, we just ran into the better team, and he said that arguably he said game 4 and 5 were like the 2 best defensive games their team has played all year long, and still wasn't good enough. So
all
the credit to
the Nuggets,
the
man.
NBA champion Denver Nuggets.
True. So we're gonna move into the Heat. They got some decisions. They over the cap. They got Jimmy 45, Bam 32, Kyle Lowry 29, Tyler 27, Duncan 18. Oladipo got a player option of 9.45. I'm about 99% sure he's gonna cash that in, especially coming off an injury. You still got the rookies and Highsmith and Nikola. It ain't Jokic, it's Jovic. How you say it?
Jovic. Yeah.
Jovic. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8 players right there. You got a decision. K-Love, do you want to try to bring him back on the vet minimum, which I got an opinion for him later. You got Gabe Vincent, Strus, Zeller. You losing all those guys, and I think you're going to have to pick between Vincent and Strus unless you figure something out. Pat Riley is a wizard. He can figure things out to get both of those guys back. They both got their early bird rights to both of those guys, so
Dame, they're going to end up with Dame or something like that. Just this is what Pat Riley does. It's just like
they're going to pack Strus, Vincent, and I don't know, Tyler. Would you pack Tyler up too in that?
I mean, if you can tell me next year in Miami, I'm going to go at it with Butler, Dame, and Bam. I would think so because I think they need. I think as much as great as playoff Jimmy is, as good as Bam is, that can't be your 1-2. Like Bam would be a great 3. Yeah. Bam would be a great 3 for sure. So
he showed, and plus they got a round 1 pick number 18, which I mean is not the highest, but it's still a round 1 pick. Anything can happen. We can see what Jokic pick number 41 or 40.
Pat Riley's a wizard. He just figures it out, and they just give him stuff. It's just like the teams in the league; they just give him stuff.
Make a phone call, mob ball style. Like, listen, him, I got this.
The GOAT, Pat Riley, the GOAT for sure.
For sure, and like I said, they got some decision to make. Oh, they got Caleb Martin. He's back through 2025 too. So their core, I guess you can say their core is coming back. Jimmy, Bam, Kyle. He's going to be 38 next year. Tyler. He's going to come back, unfortunate about the hand injury. Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin. I mean, I still can see that team 45 wins or so, 40 wins next year, getting back in the play-in, definitely in the playoffs, depending how the East shake out. With Boston moving Jaylen Brown maybe and a bunch of other movement going on. But this team's still going to be there next year. They're still going to put a product out there that's going to play some ball. Like I said, they're going to be around 500, get back in the playoffs. Still got Spoelstra, very true, and I feel like they can do some things. I mean,
they were one of the more injured teams this year too. So clearly they got to the finals. I mean, whether you want to call it like a little bit of a fluke or whatever, but right. I think if this team they make some moves, they're healthy. I think they're should be better than like the 7 or 8 seed. Maybe hopefully they're not in the play-in, but again, you never know with injuries and stuff. But yeah, I mean, even if they don't do anything, they should be a playoff team next year. So
yeah, so I just think they're gonna have to sure up some minutes behind Bam for sure.
I mean, maybe Pedro's Celtics choke again next year too, but I don't know. Maybe
For sure.
not, but
There ain't no telling what that core is good though. I mean, Boston good, but like I said, I think you got to show up some minutes behind Bam. You got to show up that point guard. Meaning you can't go back in the season with Gabe Vincent, Kyle Lowry at your one. You got to get something that's more durable, and I think you really need a legit scorer. Somebody can go get their bucket other than Jimmy Butler. They don't have that guy. Tyler Hero is not that guy. I mean, he can score the bucket, don't get me wrong, but you need a guy that you can give it to him high post on the wing and go get me 10 points a night. If it get a bench guy or somebody I ran through the free agents. Let me go back to it right quick. Bear with me 1 second. You got to go out there and just get you a guy that can get you a bucket, man. That's inexpensive. Kelly Oubre, I can see you going a guy that can just go out there and just fill it up. He's not going to give you much on the defense end, but he can go out there and fill it up. Lonnie Walker, I mean, he's not a 20-point a night, but he can get streaky there, which we can see. Maybe you can steal Rui away from L.A. or something. He earned himself some check. Cam Reddish, you put a flyer on him maybe. We all know he can score, but defensively we know he's under average. I mean, I think they still be decent. I don't think they'd be a top four. I think you still got Boston, Milwaukee. You still got who I'm missing right now in the East. I think the Knicks get a piece. They can be a top 4 team. Cleveland, Philly. I think they're going to feel Philly if they bring back Harden. I mean, Embiid can win you 40 games by himself, especially regular season if he's healthy. I just think they got to go out there and get a guy that can score. Like when Butler wasn't going, or Butler was sitting down for 10 minutes, they can get a guy to just say, score. Like, just go score. I don't know the way to put it. Just, here, go score. And they don't have that guy after Butler. And Butler technically is not a one-on-one person, a scorer. If you look him up, you think scorer Carmelo, the Kyries, the
maybe they can get Melo out of retirement.
It's like, he's done. He's done. But, yeah, man, I think they just going to try to go, like I said, sure up behind Bam and get him a score. Just somebody to go in. That's what you do. Like Jamal Crawford-ish, Jordan Clarkson. It's one of those guys. Just go score. I need you to get buckets.
A guy like Fred Van Fleet. I don't know if you saw. He's gonna. I mean, not that he fits there. I'm just saying he's an interesting guy that's going to be a free agent now. Because now he's going to be a straight free agent. He probably ain't going to get nearly as much money. But you know where he'll end up. He'll end up in Phoenix probably or something like that. That's where he'll end up.
If he go to Phoenix, you got to take a big pay cut. And I don't think he's too young to take that big of a pay cut.
He's going to have to go. And when you go straight free agent, it's hard to get that big pay. I mean, somebody will. I mean, unless you want to go play for some crappy team that's got a lot of, that has a lot of cap space. But he's not going to get the contract he could have gotten a sign and trade or staying there. So. He's a nice little piece. He's a nice guy, especially like if you can get Fred Van Fleet on a team and have him come off the bench, that's a good role. You've really improved your team.
I got 3 quick questions for the Heat right quick, then we'll move on to Denver. Question number 1, how you like Hernandez, Gomez, or Drummond to back up Bam?
I mean that's fine. I mean we know it. I mean Drummond, the guy's gonna get a rebound every 10 seconds he's in the game. Yeah. He also, I heard he played college ball at some really good dominant program as well too. So I just heard
that was all right. Question number 2: if you got to choose between Strus and Vincent, which one you would rather have?
It's a tough one. I mean I think the easy answer is Strus because he just tends to do a little bit more. But Gabe was just so big with them this year. The way they don't have like a point guard there. But yeah, I'm gonna go Gabe Vincent. I'm gonna go. I like that. I'll take the shooting.
I'm gonna name some guys that can take Strus' place. You can take Vincent place. You got Shake Milton, that's out there. Some guys, some role player guys. Mm-hmm. You got the kid from Cody White, Chicago. They can go get you a bucket. Josh Okogie, he played some minutes in Phoenix this year. He's not a top go getter, but he can defend. And these look Dennis Smith Jr. You can feel his spot. I'm just saying some of the guys that are gonna be on teams next year. That
He's still in the league, Dennis Smith Jr.
He's only 25 years old.
I know, it's so crazy that the guy's been such a disappointment. He was such a high pick, and he was on the Knicks. He was just, he's
just his IQ wasn't. I don't know what he started with Dallas, and he started out high because he can hop or whatever. But I don't want to go on a Dennis Smith tangent, but because I actually like the kid. I think if he get in the right program, which a lot of these people I can see in free, they go to the right program, they get used well. I mean, have we seen in like the Warriors and Nuggets and these guys that got these great players that they can take some of that pressure off them and get double teams and shoot and do what they want to do. I mean, some of these role players can look big in certain spots, but Dennis Schroeder is a free agent as well this offseason. And also, this is the main one. Can Pat Riley talk Russell Westbrook into taking a vet minimum to be a point guard for Miami next year?
I mean, I think he can. I mean, that might be an okay fit for him too. I mean, I think if he's taking the minimum, he probably tries to go somewhere else. Maybe stay with the Clippers or go to Phoenix or what I mean, like, sure. But maybe I think next year wherever Westbrook plays, he'll be playing on one of those like exceptions or minimum type thing, one of those. He'll be playing on one of those things. I think next year because I think he's gonna the guy's such a competitor. He's made a bunch of money already. I think he's gonna try to go somewhere that. And Miami might be a place. He might go to Miami and think he can help them win. I mean, he'd be a little bit better, more consistent than some of the game. I mean, he can't shoot for nothing anymore.
True.
But his the rebounding and passing. I mean, he kind of fits that Miami mold a little bit. So
I can see him playing in Miami for sure. He's made a total of $336 million.
Yeah, I mean, unless he's been really stupid with his money, he's probably okay.
No, I heard he does well with money. Yeah. I heard it, and plus his wife.
He's got a clothing line too. He's got a clothing line too.
So I can really see him going to get a mid-level exception for him being the veteran that he is. Probably is like $7-8 million.
And when you got money like that, I mean, not that they
Miami,
not that
no taxes, no state taxes. That's another thing.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. Like I said, he's done well. I mean, he's not. I'm gonna
say this out loud. You got Russell, Jimmy, Bam, Tyler, Duncan, Oladipo, Strus. You see if you choose Strus, and who else I'm missing? Kyle. Can you get back to the finals?
It depends. It really. I mean, it's hard. I don't know. You got to.
Caleb Martin. I forgot about him. He's an all-star now.
I mean, you got to tell me what there are still a lot of questions in the Eastern Continent. I mean, the Bucks have a ton of questions. Lopez, Middleton. I mean, that's the Bucks could be. I mean, Giannis could be asking out of there in a month. I mean,
that's a conversation to have.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like we have no idea.
That's a conversation.
They just changed ownership, the new salary, the new CBA with these. Is this new owner going to? They say that's one reason why they got rid of the coach because they wanted to bring a new coach in, start going in a different direction. Middleton and Lopez are both older guys too. So do you want to pay guys in their 30s that kind of money?
True.
It's going to be they got some real questions to do. To answer in Milwaukee. So and then obviously. Even if Boston trades Jaylen Brown, they're probably still going to be, they should be right there, and and the Cavs and hopefully the Knicks are better. So there's a lot up in the air there. If depending on what happens with some of these rosters.
Chris Middleton have a player option of $40 million, so I'm guessing he's a Buck next year for $40 million.
You'd think, but you never know. I mean, these guys opt out. I mean, I know he's been hurt the last couple of years, so he doesn't. I don't know what his number is.
Mm-hmm.
What his extension is, but the way the numbers are going up, his extension is probably around that same amount. That 40 million to 40 to 50 million, or whatever it is, 60 million. What the top guys, the All NBA guys now is the extension is 60 million, right? It's 5 years.
I can see him. Opting out if you got a deal on the table for $300-400 just to get that extra money on the back, but $40 million is $40 million. Period. I mean,
and he's not a young guy anymore either. So, by today's standards, so he's he's got some they got some they have some decisions. He's got some decisions. So it's and not all the owners are Steve Ballmer, who's worth $80 billion. By far the most I was looking at something because the Kroenke family, the ones that own the Nuggets, that dude's kind of had a hell of a run because he owns the Avalanche. They won last year, and then he owns a couple of these teams in the smaller leagues. He owns the Rams.
Yeah, they won 2 years ago.
2 years ago. So he owns the Rams. I mean, technically his wife owns the Nuggets because he had to put them in her name because the NFL owners don't like you owning teams in other cities.
Right.
Then there's some kind of, but it's just weird. But I mean, he does. He owns them all. And then talk about a family that gets the money. His wife's father is the co-founder of Walmart.
Really?
Yeah, like
swimming in cash.
It's just the way the money just finds money. Just like
just swimming in it. I got to run it up.
You're born into that family.
They got daughters. I need to
adopt me, right? I mean, something.
But as I go through this, and we talking about Miami, some of the top teams still I think will be decent regardless. Boston, I don't know what the Hawks are going to do.
What about your Hawks?
Yeah, Cleveland, I think that with Mitchell, Garland, backcourt, you're still gonna win some games with Mobley. They still up there. Indiana might get better. Other than that, Milwaukee, like you said, Milwaukee got questions. Knicks can get better. I think the Magic, they got 2 first-round picks. I think they can be in the mix for some things. I like their team. If they was healthy this year, I think they would have made a play in and had a chance. They were playing well at one point. Toronto, that's finna break up now. Is Siakam gonna want to stay with Van Vliet leaving?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a guy I could see being moved eventually. He'll probably, I mean, maybe in the offseason, maybe if he asks for a trade in the offseason, that's a guy that could be a nice piece for a lot of people. Do you think they would take Randall back for him? Do you think they would?
The money fit. If I'm going to Toronto's current situation, Siakam $37 million, Anunoby $18. Gary Trent, 18.
So he makes more than Randall, so it would have to be something else. But
really?
Yeah, because Randall signed that really friendly deal a couple years ago. So
I mean, they got plenty cap, and they got the number 13 pick, so they can make some noise. Especially with Van Vliet not coming back and opting out, they open up a lot of room for Toronto to try to make something happen.
But I mean, I can see them. I mean, Siakam's still pretty young, trying to build around him and what's his name? Drawing a blank.
Scotty
Barnes. So
he's 29. He'll be almost 30 when the season
starts.
He's.
I guess he's a little.
He got a chip already. That's what we keep forgetting about those guys. Kawhi them were there 3 years ago, and they won a chip. So a lot of them guys got chips. Anunoby got a chip. Siakam, Van Vliet. I don't think Gary Trent was there. Danny Green was there.
Anunoby's a free agent, right?
No, he's there. He's signed to them $18 million next year.
I think I was. Oh, maybe he's a guy they're talking about for trades.
He was in a lot of trade talks for them. He's
a nice little piece.
This trade deadline
on a good team,
and they end up being sellers. And they went and got Jakob Poeltl, and he's a free agent. He's coming off the books with them as well, who he signed to, going to be a great piece as well. So I like his game. But let's move on to Denver, to the champs. Let's see. They're going to enjoy themselves. And what's amazing about their offseason, their starting five is coming back and will be together at least for 2 more years. So when Mike Malone in his press conference was talking about dynasty, it's what he was talking about. He know these guys going to be there for the next 2-3 years. Literally, their starting five is going to be there through 25. The only person not going to be there in 26 is KCP. And no disrespect to my Greenville, Georgia fan, you are replaceable. You're going to be 34 around that time, and they can just fill in that spot again. And you still have Gordon, Murray, Jokic, and MPJ there. And I mean, the big wheel is going to keep on turning. And
I can see Bruce Brown trying to. What's his option for $7 million?
$7 million next year.
Yeah, because I think he might try to
finesse a 3-year
get some more. I mean, he's earned. He's earned. I mean, $7 million in the NBA is like. I mean, that's like you're like. That's like I can't even think like who's somebody who's when I'm trying to think one of these guys I always hate on, but he's like I mean that's that's some really.
And then they got the rookie and Christian Brown.
That's like some Cam Reddish money or something like that.
Cam Reddish probably get that this coming year. He's got to prove himself. But like I said, I like Cam Reddish. I'm a Cam Reddish fan. His defense, he's got to get at least close to average defense. He just played Olay defense and it's terrible.
You must be out of your mind.
But
Boy, if you don't get, you must be out of your goddamn mind.
That's the one.
you don't like Cam? He spent some time in New
That's
York.
why, because I was like, oh, this isn't that, we swapped him for a Knox trade, and I was like, oh man, I love the talent for Reddish has, and I'm like, cool, and then and then he just doesn't do anything. It's like he'll have like one good, he
was hot for y'all for like 2 weeks.
He has like a game, he has like he does his little Linsanity thing for like a week, and then it's like, and then he doesn't score for 3 weeks, like.
Maybe it's Milton.
And he's a Duke guy too, so boo.
Don't hate.
but disappointing, seriously disappointing.
And you know what them Duke boys rough right now. You can't talk about them Dookie boys. They showing out in the news. Zion Williamson, baby.
Oh, yeah, he's showing out. He's showing out. Not on the court though. They be showing out. Yeah, him and Kyrie. I mean, they really be showing out. They be showing out all over the place, everywhere but the basketball court.
Yeah, them boys having a good time. Kyrie playing Drew League this summer. I'm excited. I just want to throw that out there. But that's another. When we have our full off-season pod, we'll talk about Kyrie and those guys. But
poor Luka.
I don't feel bad for Luka because Luka is. We'll talk about it later. But like I said, the Nuggets, get back to those. They're over the cap pretty bad with, Jokic $47 million, MPJ and both Jamal Murray making $33 million, Gordon making $22 million. KCP making 14.7, player option for Bruce Brown is close to $7 million, and then you got your rookie and Chris Brown in 2.9. Then you got 2 second-round picks in 37 and 40th. You're not losing much. You're losing Ish Smith, Jeff Green, Thomas Bryant, Reggie Jackson. Some of the names I wrote down, and like you said, you got your mid-level exceptions and some vet members gonna love to come play with Jokic. Why not? This for core. Sure. Especially what you've seen this offseason. Can see some guys in there now. Like, okay, Denver don't sound bad. You can smoke weed. It's cold as shit in the winter. But, Brown in playoff time, it'll be warm. Why not? What? You're right there.
Denver's
I'm
an
an hour
awesome city.
Flight from Las Vegas. I'm a 2 hour,
hour 30
I don't know
how far, but it's not far. I don't know how far, but.
Why not? And I'm thinking guys sitting there like, Jokic, what?
When you got money though, the weather don't bother you as much.
True.
You know what I mean? When you just stay inside or whatever, you know what I mean? You don't got to go out and work in or anything like that. You prefer to be like in California or Miami or something like that. But the weather, I feel like when you're making money like that, the weather don't matter quite as much.
Jokic 28, so he don't, like we discussed before, his pace of play and how he plays. He can play another 7 years at this same pace and do what he's doing. And it's quite amazing that if you just sit here and fathom his stats 7 years from now, if he continue on this pace that he's on right now, being father time is going to slow him down some. He's not going to be able to play 40 minutes, 38 minutes a game, and 82 games a year. After a while, he's going to have to go down to 60, and, hopefully. Nobody
plays 82 games anyways. Load management.
Big guys like that, you got to worry about his feet and things of that nature. So, just if he stays healthy in the pace Jokic on is,
he's got a good work. He's got a hell of a work ethic though. It seems like he doesn't rely on his athleticism anyways. Like what do they say? He can't jump over a dollar. What do they say? He can't jump on the curb.
When the last time Jokic dunked? That's a very good question.
Oh, he definitely. I've seen him dunk before. He don't.
I'm sure he can. Dunk,
he's 7 feet tall. Of course he can dunk, but he don't. He ain't dunking on anybody.
For sure.
They said he can't jump on the curb or whatever they say. All the jokes they make about him, but he's
jump over coke can.
Yeah, but he
makes $61 million in 27-28. That's pretty amazing.
The extension now is 5 year, 5 years, $300 million. So that seems about right. So, and then whenever he's due for an extension, it'll probably be $75 million a year by then.
He got a trade bonus of 15%. That's
he's so good. Like they were talking about today, is he the most? You can't call him the greatest center. That's just like he hasn't done it long enough to be that. But is he the most skilled center in NBA history?
Best passer I've ever seen at the center
for sure. I think the short answer is like you can say yes, and people can't be like, we're not gonna press the button on you if you say yes. He is the most skilled center of all time because. Or they're more, the Shaqs and the Kareems and those guys more dominant and things like that. But like
the best To me,
Hakeem is like the closest thing.
I just finished to say the dream, baby. Hakeem.
Yeah, he's the closest. He's the closest thing. I mean, and the crazy, he's probably better at that.
Defensive as well.
Yeah, I mean, Jokic. Yeah, his defensive game is not, but at least he puts a lot of these top guys now that are not good on both sides of the ball just don't put the effort in. He tries to play defense, but his just athleticism, it holds him back a little bit. So he's not shutting anybody down 1-on-1. But
I wrote some names down to join Denver next year, and you tell me yes or no or what or. Here's the button. You must be out your goddamn mind. Okay.
So I mean, just yes or no if I think they'd be a good fit or
that Pops can go there, and then this is let's go true if you think it's a good fit or a bad fit. A good fit, out of your mind, bad fit. Got it.
And what if it's just like yeah, just do bruh.
Yeah, bro. Okay, you ready? K Love,
Kevin Love.
Yep.
Trying to get the roster. Who they got else coming off the bench?
That was exception, maybe in the vet minimum.
Bruh.
Okay.
I feel like he could be the guy off the bench, but they don't even no big guys play off the bench for them because
that's what I'm saying.
It's just so weird. It's like I think he would be okay. I think he'd be okay. I'll change it. There you go.
The return of Torrey Craig. Justice Winslow.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
I didn't even know he was still in the league. And I knew he was, but he don't play.
Josh Okogie.
Bruh.
Max Strus. Shake Milton.
Bruh.
Last but not least, one of my favorite players, he got dunked on by Anthony Edwards, but he shot 45% from trey this year, and he's coming along to be a sharpshooter from three. Utah Wanabambe. How did I say it right? The China guy, Utah Wanabambe.
Who?
I ain't got him up here. Utah Wanabambe. He got dunked on by Anthony Edwards 2 years ago. Chinese guy, he played for Nuggets last year.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
I don't. He was the best 3-pointer this year.
I don't know why I can't. Right. I don't know why I can't think of who this guy is. I mean,
he's Asian. He's like 6.
Asian basketball players.
Come on, man.
Yao Ming, is that like Jeremy Lin? Like I don't know.
I'm finna put Utah. This guy.
I think now that we're talking about it more, I think I know who you're talking about. I mean, wasn't he on Memphis this year?
No, Brooklyn. He
Brooklyn.
shot 45.
He was in Brooklyn. That's right. Okay, yeah.
45%.
All right. Now, all right. I'll give him.
Bruh.
Now he's. I mean, and again, some of those guys might be. A couple of those guys you mentioned might be better. Especially like a Torrey Craig would be like a great fit, especially if if Brown didn't come back.
Right.
Like if Bruce Brown didn't come back and he took some money to go somewhere else. Like depending on who a guy Torrey Craig could be a guy that could replace Jeff Green. Which who knows Jeff Green? I wouldn't be shocked to see Jeff Green, retire now. Yeah. He got his championship, all these different teams,
DeAndre Jordan, all those guys.
Yeah, could all be all. I'd also see Jeff Green coming back and playing for the minimum too because he just try to get another chip if you waited all that long.
Right, Jokic, baby, right?
Ride it, right for sure. I mean, the Western Conference is going to be tough next year. We'll see what Golden State does and. Like I said, Phoenix, whoever, whatever pieces LA. Phoenix gets there, the Lakers, I mean, the Lakers, if, LeBron is still LeBron and AD is playing, but again, those are always big question marks. And then Memphis, too, who knows what happened, with the Ja suspension, Dylan Brooks isn't coming
Dallas
back.
Can get better.
I mean, Dallas is, I don't know what they're going to do, but we'll see.
Utah, he's went up every year. He played in Toronto and Memphis a couple of years. Yeah, so you was right about that. He shot 50% from the field, and he shot 45% from the trade last year. And I like it.
No, I've seen him play a little bit in the net. Like now I said, I just couldn't put my finger on who he was. Now I definitely know who he is. Yeah, I mean, the guy's
He's a knockdown shooter.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a guy that wouldn't be a bad, I mean, you put any shooters around Jokic, it's not a bad thing.
That's my point. That's why I think he'd be perfect
the way he moves the ball.
He tries on defense as well, so he don't mind getting dunked on, obviously. He's on the poster for life. That was brutal. Oh, my God. I'm sitting here running through. That was pretty brutal.
I mean, better players than him have been posterized.
True.
I had the dunk poster in high school with John Starks dunking on Jordan. So,
cool. Let's do it before we get out of here.
Time to play the game.
I got a couple guys. These are not the top guys. These are not James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving. Some free agent guys that I like a lot. And I want you to tell me your top three out of these that you like, that you would like to see play next year, or see them get in a different team and play a different role. So basically, I give you a name like Fred VanVleet. You be like, yes, I would love to see him play. I would like to see him, just three players that you like. It's gonna, what's the word? And I'm trying to get my words together. Enjoy playing next year. Like these three guys, I can see them playing a great role for so-and-so team, and I can enjoy them playing. You kind of get what I'm saying? I'm going to name a list of guys. You name three of them that you be like, okay, cool. I think they can.
And you want me to give a specific team?
No.
Okay, I was like, damn, you got me on the spot here.
No. Just be like, out of the names, give me three of them. You'd be like,
I'll tell you, I'll take the three best and put them all in the Knicks. Boom, done. Got it. Game
got it. You ready?
Shoot.
Kelly Oubre Jr., Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, Devin Chico, Matisse Thybulle, Grant Williams, Dennis Schroeder, Dennis Smith Jr., Wanta Bombay, with a guy I just love, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Naz Reid. All these are, I think, a great role player that can help a team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely want to go. I like Rui. I like Rui a lot. You're going through, and I thought I had my three, and then you named a couple other ones where I was like, ooh.
Want me to go through them again?
Yeah.
Naz Reid, Kelly Oubre Jr., you said Rui, Austin Reeves, Demachenko, Matisse Thybulle, Grant Williams, Dennis Smith Jr., Dennis Schroeder, my Asian friend, Gabe Vincent, Matt Strus.
I'm definitely going to take Rui for sure. Grant Williams is another guy. I like Grant Williams' game a lot. I'd love to see him play anywhere other than Boston, because then I could root for the guy a little bit more.
Right.
And then between the other two guys, it's between Reeves and Strus. What are their? Do you have their? You don't have them up there? I was gonna say, what are their? I mean, I know Reeves is really young. How old is Max Strus? I can look it up too, but how old is
so you didn't pick Naz Reid. He played great with. The word "great" is used too often. He played good. He played well when Kant was out and Gobert was out. I think he earned himself some money this offseason.
No, he's solid. I just like these guys. I like these other guys more. Strus is 27. He's got that playoff. What did he do this year? 10 points a game. I'll go Reeves. I'll go with the upside with the young guy, and I'll take Reeves as well.
Do you think Rui and Reeves go back to L.A., pull it off?
I think more than likely. I just, again, it's so hard for guys to leave unless somebody really wants to blow them away. And I'm not sure anybody. I could see Rui getting somebody giving him. I think Reeves will definitely be back. I think somebody could. I wouldn't be shocked to see some team that's a lower team that's got some cap
Utah
space.
Jazz or some shit like that.
I mean, something that has the cap space.
Yeah.
I think it would be a mistake. I think sometimes giving those guys I wouldn't give Reeves some monster contract after off of one season, but I would. And again, I know these NBA contracts are set, but you give them 3 years, $60 million, which seems like a ton of money, but that's not.
Thought about something.
That's not a lot of money anymore in the NBA.
Would you like Rory in Dallas?
Yeah, if they could fit him there, I think I'd probably like Reeves even a little bit more because he can. I know the position doesn't work, but you know the way you should build the team around Luka is you surround him with shooters. You know, Strus. Yeah, they should bring all those guys in. Strus, Reeves. Yeah, the freaking my Asian friend, the Asian train, the 3-point train there from downtown, like downtown to Chinatown. I'm gonna get canceled, ain't I?
Oh my god!
I'm not. No, it's fine. I'm Asian. I'm Asian.
Breaking news: LK podcast has nothing to do with what Greg said.
But I'm Asian. It's cool.
Okay.
It's cool. Cool.
Yeah, man.
But so that we've talked about that before. I mean, that's just my whole. Kyrie was a bad fit in Dallas. You surround him with 3-and-D guys. That's what you do. You know, a guy like Luka, but yeah, any of those guys would be good fits there. Well, Grant Williams would be a great fit in Dallas because he's a very good defender and he can shoot too. So he'd be a great fit there. He'd be a really good fit in Dallas. I don't know if they can, you know,
if they don't bring I think you got to sign and trade or at least bring Kyrie back for what you traded away. But if they get the cap space, I can see Grant playing in Dallas next year.
If there's any way they could let Kyrie go and then sign like Reeves, Rui, and Grant Williams, there you go.
I like Matisse Thybulle in Dallas as well. I think Luka can open up if he can hit that tray ball better. Matisse is outstanding guarding the ball.
He's all time defender, not all time, but he is as good as there's a perimeter defender in the game. But his offensive game is just not. Yeah, it's just not there.
I mean. Just need to learn how to shoot. Ask Jaylen Brown. Hell, you don't have to dribble. Just dump.
You definitely don't have to dribble if you're Jaylen Brown.
So, Divincenko, why you don't like him? I see you skipped over him as well.
Who?
Dante Divincenko. He's backed up for Golden State this year. He played a crucial role he was injured the year the Bucks.
Oh, yeah, the redheaded. Yeah. I almost used a bad Italian word that I won't use.
But I like his game. I like that.
No, he's solid. He's solid. I like the guy a lot. The guy's a great athlete. He can jump through the roof, shoots a little bit. He's a good player. I just like, again, nothing against him. I just like some of these other guys. I didn't realize he was a free agent either.
He technically has a player option, but I think if he can.
What's his player option? You don't know the amount now.
I didn't put it up, but
it's probably not a lot. But
Kelly Oubre Jr. can fill it up. One of those guys can fill it up.
No, he can. I feel like this guy like puts up stats on bad teams. Like I don't know. He just doesn't. But you heard nothing from him. Was he hurt this year? Like he
played well especially when Melo. He was getting 20+ a game. Like you said, maybe just because
on bad teams. Like you have that guy coming off. If you can fit that guy into your roster, and you got that guy coming off your bench on a good team. He could be a good, he could be a nice piece. I just, the guys I like are guys that can play, big minutes on a good team. So,
all right. One more name, Terrence Ross. Can you see him get another contract?
I'm sure he'll play somewhere. China, Turkey. No, I don't know. Terrence Ross is. He's a pro. He's a pro. Yeah. He's a pro.
Would you put him in the Knicks uniform? He slowed down a lot. Huh?
Yeah, if somehow we can't, he's a guy that if we couldn't bring, I would much rather have Josh Hart. But he's good.
I think he's gonna come back. I think this friendship with what's his name, Jalen Brunson. They'll sit down.
Excuse me. What's his name? Excuse me.
Jalen Brunson. Right?
Excuse me. What's his name?
Is that right?
Show some respect. No, I'm just like you said. What's his name? That's all. I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around. That you actually, you like insulted him by saying what's his name.
He just became famous a couple of years ago. Let's be real.
But I just the whole thing with Josh Hart is like you're signing him, and then what does that prevent you from doing? That's because he's a really good piece on a good team, but he's not a superstar. But I'm still hopeful that it's I'm still the lifeline dream that in the next year or two we get Dame or we get Embiid or we get Giannis or something like that.
I think New York's coming up for sure, and I think y'all will get a piece. I don't know if it'll be this summer. That's something that you really want, but like you said, if Giannis unhappy with the Bucks do this offseason and they don't perform well, I can see they moving. I can see Tatum, Brown, running it back. It's not working. They got to move some things to get that split up. You got, I don't know, man. You got it's some options. You got, like I said, you don't like him, but Cat, it's some. I think they're gonna run that back.
But I think Cat. I would take Cat on the Knicks.
Yeah.
I would take him because when you have a guy like Jalen Brunson, Cat doesn't. Cat needs. He kind of needs the right now until Edwards is. Edwards takes that next step. Cat's kind of got to be the guy there.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have to be the guy, if he's your second, like just flip out. I would definitely flip Cat for Randall. Mm-hmm. That I would do. And like I think that's why I would, as much as I think Embiid maybe doesn't quite have it in the playoffs, like you put him with like a guy like Brunson, like I think that's a really good, that's the problem with Embiid. He's got Harden who doesn't get it done in the postseason. But I'm hopeful. Like Brian Windhurst from ESPN keeps saying the Knicks are going to get one of the next guys. The next guy that's unhappy, the Knicks are going to get because they've changed the culture, all this stuff. And
quickly, we got a few extra minutes. I'm going to go to 24. 2000, I'm going to run through it right quick. In 2024, so it's another year removed, another year after this one. Yeah, Clay, Tobias, Middleton again, James Harden again, Siakam, Porzingis, which he's going to sign a contract. It's no big names. DeMar DeRozan going to be 35. Jaylen Brown, he's going to opt into this. He's going to sign a contract this offseason. Buddy Hield, it's next couple of years is slim picking. Sabonis, I'm pretty sure Sacramento will lock him up during the year.
But in the NBA, though, you just got to not be happy, and then you switch teams. That's just
DeJounte Murray. He's a free agent, 24.
I don't know. And most of these guys, like you said, most of these guys don't get the free agency. They get signed and then they get traded, even if they want out of the teams, because you can't sign a guy. You can't sign a guy off the street for these what these max contracts are now. You can't sign those guys without like a trade or something like that. It's too hard to do it unless the guys are going to take when Miami got LeBron and Bosh, and those guys they just took way less money. Mm-hmm. Even when LeBron went to the Lakers, he initially took less money too until he got and then until they could turn the bird rights on him.
Yeah, it's slim picking, man. I'm going all the way to 25, and then it picks up. But all these guys are gonna be older: Kawhi, Anthony Davis, Ben Simmons, which I don't even know why I mentioned his name. Brandon Ingram, Jamal Murray, Clint Capella, Michael Brogdon. It picks up Lonzo Ball, which I pray that he can play basketball again.
Yeah, it might be. He might not.
OG Anunoby, marketing. So it really don't pick back up to 25. So
and I'm saying these guys, we'll see if any of these guys even get the free agency. They'll probably, a lot of them will be on different teams, but it probably won't get the free agency. Like how much do you give Clay? And
Clay will be 35 when he get 34 going on 35. A lot
of major injuries. So
but anything else you want to say before we wrap this one up?
No, I think
we got to start giving y'all baseball now. Sorry,
NBA season's over now, so
we can start talking NBA draft. You got football coming up very soon, college football, but
probably a lot of football coming up.
Yeah, so probably next episode we're gonna give you a full laydown on some position of baseball. We're gonna do some deep dive and give you some stats of what's going on in the MLB. Also, we're going to look forward to the MLB voting. They're voting right now for the All-Stars, which is exciting to me. If you're a baseball fan, it's very exciting for you. Some of your guys on your team to go to the All-Star game. And I like the All-Star gear. Like when your team go, they get the All-Star gear and the colors. And the
I do. It's cool. I used to like when they just wore their jerseys too, but I like both. Yeah. It seems like it's so funny being from, because you just never would see that stuff in other places. Like I was driving on 285 the other day, and I saw vote for the Braves.
Yeah. Acuna's killing it right now.
Yeah, he's having a hell of a season.
And shout out to Corbin Carroll too, man. Rookie out there in Arizona, he's playing.
They should have. They should have a few All-Stars. I think
Olsen are making it. I think Strider are making it. I think Chavez. Shout out to Chavez. Let me get my hand clap for Chavez. He's been a journeyman, and I think this is like his 18, 19 years, 15 teams, some outrageous. He's got a 1.55 ERA, and I think he'll finally get him an All-Star vote. I think the Braves got some players. I think, like I said, I see Olsen making it. our shortstop, Orlando Arcia, he's the top voter at shortstop right now. Cunha, Strider, and Chavez.
We get it. We know. The Braves are loaded. They're loaded.
I gotta
they're
get
loaded.
my bride.
They're loaded. Well, they're loaded. We know. They're loaded.
Man, I love
the Yankees should have a few All-Stars too. We'll see if they get the vote. I mean, if you don't get voted in though.
What, Cole, Judge, and who else?
And not necessarily. Cole should be an All-Star. I mean, without a Judge should be an All-Star. Rizzo has had a good season. He's definitely, and there hasn't been a lot of. So it's funny when you're like, oh, first base is always a tough position, and you start looking at the guys. Then the season's like Vlad is having not a good year.
He's not.
So Rizzo deserves, he deserves consideration. And then again, a position that's not is Gleyber Torres at shortstop at second base. He's got like 12.
He's playing the 2 this year. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
he's been playing nothing but second base now. So he's definitely should be in consideration. And then, some of those bullpen, the Yankees have the best bullpen ERA in baseball, like they usually do. But that's coming from a lot of guys. they're always at the top.
I just looked at you.
give me that side eye. Like they always, whether they win or not, the bullpen is almost always good. So, they haven't really decided on who the full-time closer is yet, but Peralta and Clay Holmes and all those. Michael King is the guy that was having such a great year when they put him in the bullpen last year and got hurt. And again, his ERA is like right around 2 again. He should probably be an All-Star, Michael King for sure. But I mean, they're just, and then, they're and have like the same record as the Braves and they're in third place.
Man, the Braves piss me off. They play to their talent. Excuse me. We lost 2 to Oakland. We just lost 1 to Detroit, and we was up in the ninth. It got Iglesias. He gave one up, blew a save, and just like, oh my God, if we win those 2 and plus this one, I just think we're supposed to win the game. You good though.
You guys,
we need to win every game. You're supposed to win. I don't give a damn. We go 1-6-2-0.
You guys are going to be like, you need to get healthy. Yeah, you want to figure things out. You want to win, but you guys are gonna be in the dance, and you're gonna win that division. I mean, unless you believe the Marlins are going to come for you guys. I mean, the Mets and Phillies have almost. They've kind of shot themselves. I mean, again, there's still a lot of baseball to be played, but there's nothing. Those teams are doing nothing to believe that they'll be able to catch a really good Braves team. You know what I mean? Even when you guys are losing to teams that you shouldn't be losing to, the way the Mets and Phillies have started, I don't think you guys can do enough bad to have one of those teams catch you.
We did it to the Mets 2 years ago.
You did it to the Mets? You caught the Mets?
Yeah, remember the Mets up 20 games.
Yeah, like last year, and it was last. No, I'm saying you guys. Yeah, but I'm saying you guys are not going to pull that.
Nah.
You guys are not going to pull that.
We only one got a plus. I think we only one got a plus differential in our division.
You do. Points. You do. Yeah. And again, the Marlins. I mean, maybe the Marlins hang in there all year and make a wild card, but the Braves will be in the
Tampa Bay up to 139.
Yeah, the Braves will be in the playoffs. Yeah, it's Tampa Bay. They don't lose. I mean, they lose, but they just don't lose. They lose like a game here, a game there.
Texas plus 146.
Yeah, I don't truly believe in the Rangers. I think they're good, and I think they'll probably be a playoff team, but I don't know if I believe that they're contenders, especially with they have Evaldi. I just don't know if they have enough pitching. But you can hit yourself into the playoffs in baseball. Yeah. You can hit yourself into the playoffs and then come, we'll see what the Astros and even the Angels hanging in there. The Angels hanging in there. Maybe they'll finally get in there. And freaking Seattle over under.
It ain't looking good for you.
What happens if we all just go 1? I feel like we're all going to go 1-2. That's the feeling I have right now. I mean, maybe I go 1-2, you guys go 0-3.
Nah.
You want to take a look at that? So Seattle for me. Seattle.
Terrible. Yeah.
Seattle plus 86.5. They are 1 game under 500. Not good. Minnesota 84.5. They are 500. So that one's probably the best one. And then I have Cincinnati
and they brought up all their guys, the Cruz, so they winning right now.
I know. I'm like, they're under 65.5, and I'm like, they
got 32 already.
Yeah, they're 3 games under 500, and they're just over in that, and they're playing in that crappy division too. So it's just like they're gonna probably.
Yeah, I'm not looking good. Detroit minus 68, Washington minus 59, and I don't know what's going on, Blue Jay. Alec Manoah, which was my Cy Young pick. He's fucking in AAA now.
What's the Blue Jays number again, though?
90.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing good again. They're 7-3 in their last 10 they've been playing. I still think that's probably actually looking at it now. I think you may. I would like if we were putting odds on this. I probably would make you the favorite, just because Washington and Detroit, who are playing okay right now, are so bad that those teams are definitely teams that could go and lose. They could go and lose like 50.
What you want to wear, Verdugo, Yoshida, Devers?
Why are you assuming I'm coming last? Dro is looking.
I'm putting Dro
looking the
I'm
worst.
putting him in a Puerto Rican jersey. He's gonna hate it.
You got to put him in a Yankee jersey, man.
Oh yeah, he'll hate that too.
You got to put him like in a who's a Puerto Rican Yankee, Bernie Williams. Give him a Bernie Williams jersey. But
what is Gleyber Torres? Is he Dominican?
He's Dominican, I think.
Oh, that's too good. He's Dominican too, so that's not gonna work.
I think Gleyber's Dominican. I'm not. Yeah.
What about
no, he might be Venezuelan actually.
What about what's your rookie name? Volpe.
Oh, Volpe. He is not. I mean, he's like American and like part Asian.
Yeah.
But Dro is. I mean, he's got the Cubs plus
76.5, which still got a chance.
But they've been struggling like crazy lately too. Like
93, 90. Padres 90.
They're 9 under.
Mets 94.
I mean, those two look
real.
I mean, he probably, if we're ranking it, you're probably in the lead just on the way it looks. And then I'm second, and Dro is third right now. I mean, they still have 100 games left. So, but oh man, just like I said, if I'm not going to win it, I just don't want to come in. You know who I want to come in last. You know who I want to come in last.
Yeah. He a poker pro / poker guy now. He don't
not that I have any hate for Pedro. Not that I have any hate for Pedro, just because he's a Red Sox man, and I want him in that Yankee jersey.
It'll be exciting if he does it. That's another question. He might back out. Oh, Dro.
I don't think he will.
I hope not, but we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. There's another episode of the LK Sport Podcast, and we're here. I'm just follow your dreams. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet today. We're close to our hour mark. We're gonna try to start getting it down for you guys. I got a couple comments that you want to get us down to 40, 45, so they can really take it in at one time. It's kind of hard to sit down for an hour now in this quick world we live in, Vines and Instagram and these minute videos and things of that nature. So we're going to work on that as well. Other than that, man, I appreciate some of the feedback that y'all give me. I don't know about Greg, if he get much back.
I don't think not as much as you.
Yeah, but we working, man. We trying. We're busy. We got personal things going on as well, but I'm still stay consistent, keep coming until we get where we want to go. And like I said, I'm thankful and I'm grateful for you listening to the LK Sport Podcast.
Subscribe.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to record it and make it a button.